Appealing Team Crawford. Can you confirm? Are we gonna see that fight? Has it been made official? Is it official?
It's on, baby. September 13, baby. Look forward to it. Crawford versus Canelo. Listen how I said it.
Are we getting
Crawford
this confirmation here?
The fight we've all been waiting for is finally happening. TerenceCrawford versus Canelo Álvarez. After years of rumors, insults, and heated exchanges, these 2 pound-for pound greats are stepping into the ring for the real deal. No more fake beef or practice fights. This is the showdown everyone's been waiting for.
You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not?
Canelo Álvarez, with a record of the 2nd of February, 62, is the undefeated super middleweight champion. He's now facing off against Terence Crawford, the WBA welterweight champion at 147 pounds. This is the real deal, fists flying, no mercy, and everything on the line. Canelo and Crawford have been circling each other for years, and now it's time to settle the score. The deal is done, the gloves are on.
Man, what?
Say less.
Crawford versus Canelo, not the other way around. Team Crawford stand up, pound for pound, the best in the world, soon to be the super middleweight champion.
Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford has been talked about for years. Fans have been eagerly awaiting this fight, calling it the fight of the century. It's two of the biggest names in boxing, both pound-for-pound kings, finally going head-to-head in a matchup that has been building for far too long.
Crawford, he's a great fighter, and I always say that, no disrespect him, but sometimes he's a little crazy. The people.
This fight has been in the making for a long time. Fans have been speculating, the trash talk has been flying, and everyone's asking who the real king of boxing is. The buzz around Crawford and Canelo locking horns has been growing, but nothing could prepare us for the intensity of their final face-off. It's finally happening, no more waiting for the legacy-defining battle we've all dreamed of.
It's a little crazy, the people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big.
Before we dive into the tension between Crawford and Canelo, let's set the scene. The fight world is already buzzing, and when these two giants come face to face, things get real fast. Easy work, I heard Crawford say.
You and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
It wasn't just another face-off, it was two titans sizing each other up, ready to explode into a battle of wits. The tension was palpable from the moment the camera zoomed in on them.
What do I think of that fight? Yeah. I think that, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big for Crawford. It'll be a tall task.
Let's talk about Crawford for a moment. Known for his unbeatable mindset, the man never flinches. He's the type of fighter who keeps his emotions in check, which is why he's remained undefeated for so long. From his body language, it's clear, standing tall, his face as hard as steel, showing no fear.
A lot you have to, it'll be a lot to get that victory based on, size alone. Not that size wouldn't fight, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard.
Crawford's calmness is his weapon. He thrives under pressure, delivering in ways that make you question if he's even human. But when it comes to Canelo, his demeanor doesn't change. No intimidation, no flinching, just pure focus. That kind of attitude makes him incredibly dangerous.
Oscar, Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, the dog that's in Terence Crawford.
Don't be fooled, the silence speaks volumes. While Canelo's trash talk is legendary, Crawford isn't one for mind games. He's all about showing up when the bell rings. But even without words, you can see Crawford's confidence. It's like his saying, you may be the king at 168, but 100.
Hello? Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is.
Then there's Canelo. This guy has been around the block, and it's clear he's used to being the one everyone's gunning for. With the face and build of a winner, Canelo isn't just here for the show, he's here for total domination in any division he steps into. But in this face-off, you could see a different side of him. Gone was the usual cocky vibe. Instead, he looked more intense.
Just too much overall. Like, is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo because of the weight classes, the weight between them?
Yeah, I believe so.
But here's the kicker. While Crawford stood tall with that calm composure, Canelo had that smoldering intensity, an intensity that says, I'll take you out, and it won't be easy.
Crawford, he's a good friend. You know, we reach out to each other. We've been travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both.
So, what made this face-off so special? It wasn't just the fact that these two legends were in the same room, the air was electric. Neither fighter wanted to blink first. They both owned the size of the venue they were fighting in, but for once, neither was willing to let their guard down. Surprised that fans and experts alike were dying to see these two face off.
Throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight, but it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It'd be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and after this fight, what else are you gonna say?
We know Crawford has been in the zone, outclassing every opponent put in front of him. His style is a little unorthodox, especially with his switch-hitting ability. Whether he's on the front foot or back foot, Crawford changes his head movement and delivers pinpoint punches.
Tough fight. You know, the top people ranked at the WC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, I set my conquest on 175.
On the other hand, Canelo has been a wrecking ball in the ring for years. His counterpunching is probably one of the best in the game right now, and he has the power to end a fight in the blink of an eye. But one thing we've seen from Canelo recently is his vulnerability when it comes to speed. Does Crawford have what it takes to exploit that? That's the question.
Plans for him.
I think he's injured now. We are planning to have something with him. I will discuss with him maybe in January. I see him last week in Hamburg. He said he's have a little injured, and he's starting to rehab now and training again.
Usually, Canelo brings the fire, but Crawford's poker face made it tough to read him. We saw that moment when the stare-down went on longer than expected. Normally, one fighter blinks first, but this time, neither did. It felt like a high-noon standoff. This face-to-face was almost like a symbolic checkmate for both fighters. If they
Crawford cares about his life, and with that fight, what do that fight do for Canelo fighting Crawford, and Crawford beats Canelo? What do that do for Canelo? There are so many other fights to make that's realistic. It makes sense. And less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with guys our weight.
If Crawford beats Canelo, it's not just another win. It would solidify his place among the all-time greats and prove that he can beat anyone, anywhere, at any weight. But if Canelo takes out Crawford, it solidifies him as the pound-for-pound king and perhaps the greatest fighter of his generation. For both, this is the fight that could define the rest of the...
Who's time to take over and start beating the guys around him? Prove he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy.
And trust me, the people are ready for it. The social media buzz, the memes, the debates, it's clear that everyone's been waiting for this fight. Whether you're Team Crawford or Team Canelo, this is a fight you won't want to miss. So, after all the heated exchanges and face-to-face drama, what's next for these two? It looks like a showdown in the ring is on the way. While there's no official date yet, the fight is building momentum. The hype is real, the training camps will be intense, the smack talk will probably heat up, and the buzz will continue to grow.